We're back. We got episode 18, picks against the spread, week 18. We are getting it started. We already picked this game earlier. What do we all have? Jesse, what do you have?
I didn't make a pick earlier.
Oh, geez.
If I would have made a pick, I would have picked the Steelers for sure. With Lamar being out, I know we don't have to count this one towards my overall record. But
is that for real? What you would have picked? Are you bamboozling us?
Scouts Honor.
What is it? Do you do this? Do this?
It's
Scouts Honor. I would have picked.
Put those down. Put those down.
All right.
All right. So you would have picked Pitt. So I was the only one on the Ravens.
Yeah. Idiot.
Well, it's not over yet.
What was your thought process behind that, Tom? After we told you that they were sitting their starters, you were like, "Fuck it, I don't care."
The Ravens' backups are better than the Pittsburgh Steelers, anyways. So that was my thought. And they're not sitting everybody.
Yeah, no, they had some guys playing, but
they had Likely playing. Some other guys.
This game looks like it had a night in the middle of the monsoon that you might have been right on the right side of that one, because this was just a pathetic game to watch. It was honestly giving me a headache there for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I took a nice nap during the second quarter. It was that bad.
Yeah.
You do look like you just had a nappy. Your eyes.
How nice of a nap was it? It looks like it was a nice nap, honestly.
It does.
It was good.
Lindy Lou took a nice
barked, and I woke up startled.
Uh-oh. Lindy took a 2-hour nap earlier. She's crazy.
Did you wake up a little cranky?
No, she woke up on the right side of the bed, as they say.
That's good.
War goes out there skiing. How are the slopes?
Good. Everywhere has a really low base, actually. So I think Breckenridge we got like 3 inches of snow last night, and that brought the base snow level to like 31, 32. So there's not a lot of snow. When we were coming in, we were like looking at the side, and you can just see like rocks, just like where, like obviously it's a mountain. So there's just like rocks and stuff sticking up. Like there's just no snow, but it's all right.
What is Savannah and your sister? What are they? Are they skiers or are they snowboarders?
Christina snowboards, Savannah skis. I didn't want to teach Savannah how to snowboard because I thought the learning curve was more intense, and it's just, I don't know. I kind of want to go back to skiing, honestly, for days like today.
Morgan skis, but he has 2 snowboards on his feet. Snow skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, viewers, let us know. Do you prefer skiing or snowboarding? Morgan claims that snowboarding is harder to learn. Do you think that's the case? We don't know.
I snowboarded once. Fun fact before we get started. I snowboarded once Detweiler Hill. Nice. And just felt
that's
I would have maybe 3
feet.
Yeah, 3 foot and just down. So it's not easy.
Detweiler Park, that's where I took Jesse's brand new receiving gloves and climbed a tree with him. Completely ruined them. And all the time. Classic.
You didn't need those.
Classic.
All right, let's talk football, y'all.
How about that?
What's the first game on the docket? Oh, tonight, big game.
Oh, yeah, I need to flip back over. So we had Pitt was at Baltimore -3.
Yep. Next game on the slate for tonight, big playoff implications, is Houston at Indy. In order for either one of these teams to make the playoffs, obviously they need to win tonight, but they also need Jacksonville to lose tomorrow against Tennessee to make it in, which who knows, maybe Tennessee can spoil the season for Jacksonville. I don't think that's necessarily completely insane. So I'll go ahead and kick us off. I'm taking Houston. I think this young team came really far this year, and CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, and the rest of the guys on this team, I think they're primed to put themselves in a position to have a chance, as long as Tennessee can take care of Jacksonville tomorrow. So I'm taking Houston by now.
Yeah, I'm going to take.
And the next game is.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what Luke was saying there. CJ Stroud is an emerging young talent in the league. I think he's going to be really good for a long time. And I think, his playoff record hopefully begins this year with some help from the Tennessee Titans. But I do think that they're going to bring it tonight, even though it's in Indianapolis. Indianapolis has kind of defied the odds to this point in the season, losing their fourth overall pick, Anthony Richardson. Stepping up, we had Gardner Minshew, but I don't know. There's something about this Houston team. I think between C.J. Stroud and DeMeco Ryans, they take care of their sides of the ball respectively and get it done in Indy. Yeah,
it's at Lucas Oil Stadium. The pretty evenly matched team, but I think I got to go with the better quarterback. I think the Colts won the last matchup, and like we've said before, it's hard to beat a team twice. Honestly, my pick is kind of who I want to see in the playoffs more, and it's the Texans. So
I too will be on the Texans. I like to mix it up sometimes. This is not one of those times. Indy just is not going to win that game. There's no way. So, Texans.
I think they could. I just don't think they will. Just a point.
Houston's -1, yeah.
Yeah, evenly matched.
Right. So, next game is Jacksonville, Tennessee. We just talked about, this game tonight is obviously to be affected largely with the outcome of the game tomorrow between Jacksonville and Tennessee. I think Jacksonville pulls it off, and none of these that are playing tonight will make the playoffs. I think with Peterson, obviously who's experienced in making playoff runs with what some might not consider the best teams in the world. And I think that Jacksonville has a good roster and will take care of business and squeak into the playoffs to play the Cleveland Browns in the first round. And I think they probably get eliminated there, but I'm going to take Jacksonville to cover -4.5.
-1.5?
4.5.
4.5.
4.5.
I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans. Luke, you said something a couple weeks ago about Mike Vrabel. He's just the type of guy that relishes in ruining someone's day, right?
For sure.
So even if the Titans don't win, I think this is going to be a gritty matchup. It's going to be a close game, and probably come down to the wire. So Jags may win, but I think it's contested to the end. I think Tennessee covers the 4.5 points. Not sure who wins. Honestly, I hope Tennessee wins after kind of just been a weird season for Jacksonville. I don't think I'd just rather see C.J. Stroud in the playoffs. So a little bit of an emotional pick for me, and hopefully Tennessee can pull out a victory and cover the spread against the Jags.
I'm going Titans as well.
What, Tom?
I'm gonna pick the Titans as well.
Got it. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah. No, this is tough. Can't believe Jacksonville's -4.5. Is Trevor Lawrence coming back? What's going on here?
I think he was questionable still, but I bet he'll play.
Is it in Jacksonville? It's in Tennessee.
If he weren't playing, I don't think they'd be favored -4.5 in this game.
True. Who's the other quarterback?
CJ Beathard, the dog.
Jesse's favorite quarterback of all time.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee here. I don't know.
Fair enough. Okay.
I can do about that.
Next game is Minnesota at Detroit. Detroit is favored -3.5. I do believe everybody's playing for Detroit because I think there's an outside chance still that they can, if some crazy stuff happens, they can still get the number 1 seed in the NFC. I'm sorry, San Francisco last week. But I do think they're playing all their starters, and I just think they're a much, much better team than Minnesota. So I'm going to take them -3.5 here.
Yeah, and we're talking about the Lions hosting a playoff game. I don't remember the last time they've got to the playoffs. but I think there's a lot on the plate here. I think is Nick Mullins playing now, though?
Last week was Jaron Hall out of BYU. I don't know who they're going with.
I don't know why.
Let me check.
Nick Mullins is the starter on their depth chart this week.
Yeah, I think he threw for over 400 yards against them last time. Oh man,
Do it.
I'm picking the Lions.
Soft. I'm also on the Lions. They're going to beat the hell out of Minnesota at home here. -3.5.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, is there a scenario where the Lions realize that they can't, advance their standing? I guess probably not, playing at the noon window. Yeah, I mean, Dan Campbell's the type of guy, he doesn't seem like he is going to pull the starters. He doesn't, I wouldn't imagine, believe in the rest, benefits his team in any way. So let's,
Jared Goff could blow out both ACLs in the first quarter tomorrow, and Dan Campbell he would not take anyone out. He'd be like, we're all going to die on this.
Get your ass out
I
there.
don't care what happens.
Yeah, give me Detroit at home.
Also, Minnesota gets in if they win, a Packers loss, a Seahawks loss, and a Saints loss. Also, if they win, a Packers loss, a Seahawks loss, and a Bucks loss. Just
what is this for the second seed?
If no, this would be
last wild card.
This is for Minnesota to get in. Yeah.
Oh, for Minnesota. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right.
Okay. Next game is Cleveland going to Cincinnati. Cleveland is resting all games tomorrow. At first glance, I was thinking, but Cleveland seems like a team with a decent amount of depth. They are actually starting Jeff Driscoll, who's only been on the roster for like a week, I think, per Nick. So I think with the unfamiliarity at quarterback, with maybe the playbook, I don't know what experience he has with fantasy. Maybe he's been on the team prior, but I think Cincinnati's a proud team who's had a down year. They found themselves in the AFC Championship game the last, a couple times in the last few years. So I think they are probably motivated to finish strong and finish the season on a win. So I'm going to take Bengals -7 with all the starters out for Cleveland.
Bengals -7 at home. Wow. Yeah, that line's crazy enough. I'm on it with you there, Luke. I think that makes a lot of sense for them to get 7 points at home. Vegas believes in them, and therefore I do as well.
Vegas believes in -7.
Right. That's why they put the line there. I believe it's not going to finish at -7. I believe that, I believe that I should be in Vegas making these lines because I would make it 7.5.
I mean, this is like an opportunity for all these guys, all these backups for Cleveland to prove something, right? And show that for Cleveland, the guys that aren't start, yeah. So I don't know. They're a gritty team. I'll take them +7, whatever.
Yeah, well, if tonight showed me anything, or today with the Steelers and the Ravens, like I picked against the people that are not starting everybody, or I picked the people that are not starting anybody. The Browns defense can keep it a game, I think, still, but my gut says Cincy here, so I'm gonna do Cincy.
Got it.
All right. Next game is Tampa Bay at Carolina. Really pulling for Baker in this one. One kind of recurring theme I've seen in headlines this week is all the incentive bonuses that are up for grabs week 18. Obviously, in addition to those, you have playoff scenarios playing out as well, and Tampa Bay can steal the NFC South with a win against Carolina. I think as long as they win, they're in. I don't think there's any scenario where if they don't, if they win, they can be eliminated.
If they lose, they're out, right?
I mean, if
I think if they lose, there's still a chance for them to be in.
Okay.
Yeah, there's because the St. Falcons play this week as well, so that'll come into effect as well.
Is Baker playing? Sure, do we know?
Baker is. Oh yeah, Baker's playing. He has
I
a bunch
thought,
of.
Why the fuck
I
would
think
Baker
he can
not play?
He's red.
He's what?
Shut your mouth.
His ribs. His ribs, he says.
Did you see the play when he got just destroyed last?
I'll take the Bucks on this one.
Yeah, -4. Baker. The point I was trying to make with the incentives is Baker can make like $2 million in incentives this week if the Bucks make the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Bucks -4 as well.
Yeah, the Panthers owner is throwing drinks at people.
Not anymore. He's not.
So I mean, that's just I can't stand on an organization like that. Baker's going to have his players pumped up to play, and the Panthers are not good enough to deal with that. So,
yeah, there's news to rally the troops behind, and throwing drinks on fans is not it. You're on Tampa?
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I would just like to see Baker succeed. This is just kind of a, what I want to see happen pick, which we make often. So hopefully that'd be sweet to see Baker throwing around, take the over on that game, just have a good old time.
There's a weird alternate universe where Baker Mayfield's the starting quarterback of the Chicago Bears.
And
I love him.
What else is there behind that, Jesse? He's gonna be
a papa like me.
Yes.
Next game is Atlanta at New Orleans. I think if Tampa Bay loses, whoever wins this game wins the NFC South. I think is the way it plays out. I don't like Atlanta. We just kicked the living dog shit out of them last week. If we're beating you that badly, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And I think New Orleans playing at home, final week of the season. I'll take them -3.
I'm going to look at really quick and see what this game was like the first time around.
Both these coaches are on the hot seat. I think they'll both have their teams ready to play. But like Luke said, Saints at home, how Atlanta played last week and how New Orleans played against the Bucks last week, just giving me New Orleans vibes. So I think I got to go with them.
I'm going to take Nola as well. Derek Carr, he isn't great.
He played pretty good last week, I believe.
Yeah. Their defense
I don't like
good.
his pace,
Yeah, and yeah. I'm just going to go with New Orleans.
Okay.
Me too. I like New Orleans. -7 or -3 at home. -3 is crazy for them at home. God, which makes me
next.
On it, no, I'm going to stick with it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Next game is Jets at Patriots. This could be the last game for Bill Belichick as Patriots head coach, which is crazy.
Sorry.
You're fine. I was just going to say, since I've been cognizantly watching football, this guy's been winning Super Bowls with this team. So it's weird to think that next year he might not be there. He could be another NFL team. He may be retired. He may be coaching in college somewhere. You don't know. He's kind of an enigma for sure. But I think the Patriots are favored -2.5 here. I think they finish his career with a win, send him off on a good note. And I'm gonna take the Patriots.
I agree with everything Luke said about Bill Belichick until the very end when he said that they send him off with a win. I think kind of something that's defined Bill's career. I feel like he's had a little trouble with the Jets, and I think that. Oh, who's back there? I think that that continues. I'm going to take the Jets.
Jets going with the Jets. I think this is one of the only games that does not have any playoff implications, is what I was going to say, which just tells you how bad these teams are. I think there's some draft potential, maybe. I'm not sure what it is, but I know New England's in the top 5. Yeah, I don't have those on deck, but yeah, it could be his last game in New England. I think Bill Belichick's gonna bring out the win.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yep.
I don't think so.
Where goes MIA?
Morgo, I just saw you come off mute. Do you have a pick?
Taking the Pats.
All right. So, next game is Chiefs at Chargers. Chargers are favored -3.5. Chiefs are resting some guys in this one. Chris Jones does have an incentive for he gets $1.25 million bonus for getting 10 sacks. He's at 9.5 this year. So they're looking for a prop bet tomorrow. Maybe consider Chris Jones getting a sack early.
Do you think coaches know about those?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And they're just like, go get out there. But when does it become? Do you want this guy to get $1.25 million, or do you want me to be hurt for the playoffs?
I think the guy is going to come up to the coach and say, if you prevent me from getting $1.25 million, I'm going to rip your head off.
Yeah.
Especially if the guy's Chris Jones.
Not Andy Reid, though. Yeah. He won't talk to Andy Reid like that. He'd be like, hey, bro.
Andy Reid's too busy doing State Farm commercials.
Yeah.
Did you see a couple of weeks ago when Travis Kelce was throwing a fit on the sideline and Reid literally bumped him? What
do you think
he straight up was like, quit being a bitch, and just bumped him? And he's definitely an alpha. Which it goes without saying. That's obvious. It's Andy Reid. But Pat Mahomes is out. Chad Henne retired. I don't even know who the backup is in Kansas City anymore.
Really?
I
was just about to say Chad Henne's about to go off.
So I think he retired last year. I could be wrong about that, but yeah. So I'd be interested to see who the new backup for Kansas City is that we'll see once a year when they rest guys in the last week of the season. But I'm still taking Kansas City here +3.5. This is a sorry Chargers team. Really just kind of limping through the last stage of the season here. So I'll take the Chiefs +3.5. With an opportunity for some of those guys that are kind of like fringe starters, maybe not playing 100% of snaps, to get some real reps going into the playoffs and, take care of business.
Yeah, I'm with you, Luke. They may not have Chad Henne, but they have Chad Henne 2.0, Blaine Gabbert.
Oh yeah.
So
Missouri guy.
Yeah, give me the.
I thought he was going to be so good. I was wrong.
Yeah. Andy Reid will have his backups prepared. Chiefs, baby. Where is it at? Chiefs?
Wargo, are you gonna go with Vegas on this one?
It's in LA.
Nuts.
This is a tough one. I don't know. I mean, we have been picking a lot of all the same. I already marked myself down on the Chiefs.
It's about being right, And there's a lot of picks that make sense.
I think the Chiefs. I mean, what's in it for the Chiefs to win this game? Is there anything in terms of home field advantage or?
I think there is.
No, otherwise they would have their starters playing.
No, yeah, they've clinched third.
So no,
I think
they're at home and they're playing one of the worst teams in the league. It doesn't matter if they have their backups in. I mean, the Chargers have their backup quarterback playing with Easton Stick. Is Keenan Allen playing? Probably not. Why would he?
This would be his third, fourth week playing. Mistake.
He's pretty much
Austin Eckler. I will say Austin Eckler has a big incentive bonus this week as well. He needs I think 120 scrimmage yards or something like that to hit a $1.5 million bonus.
Hey, Goose.
So something to keep in mind. Maybe see Austin Eckler really toughen it out for the Chargers. But the Chiefs are underdogs here. They're plus 3.5. They're not favored. So they just got, even if they don't win, they can still cover the spread.
Give me the Chargers.
Charge.
I've had enough of this.
Charge it up, you know.
Had enough of this.
Next game, a big game of the year, Chicago at Green Bay. We're probably all on the Bears here, plus 3. I don't want to speak for you guys. I'll let you add in your 2 cents, but
Bears.
Yeah,
Bears.
I think that this team finishes strong. Obviously, the Packers have a lot to play for, but I think there's an opportunity to kind of set the stage for how this division is going to look in years to come. Like, I honestly think that if the Packers can win this game against the Bears, it gives them a lot of confidence playing this team for the next few years. And that goes for the same for the Bears. If you can knock them out of the playoffs, regardless of who your quarterback is next year, or your head coach, whatever, you've got a good team. You finish strong. I'm really excited for this game tomorrow. Probably be a little bit too excited at kickoff. So,
this is our Super Bowl.
I'm ready to go.
This is our playoff game.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I think Jordan Love has been playing pretty good for the second half, but I think the Bears been playing better, and I don't like Packers defense at all. I'm going to go Bears. I think I think this is a win-in game. If they win, Green Bay's in, right? And I think there's a couple other ways that can get in. But yeah, let's just beat them. Let's just win.
Yes.
Have confidence going into next year.
I think the Bears could win out right here pretty handily even. Yeah, they've just been on record. Everybody's saying everybody's like, oh, are you going to play with any extra incentive with having a chance to knock Green Bay out? And everybody's like, no, we just want to win. I think everybody genuinely means that, where they either want to make a showcase and make a case for themselves for another team, or improve their value on a contract year for the Bears actually, or just I don't know. I think a lot of people, for a lot of reasons, want to win this game on the Bears. People are cognizant of the fact we haven't won in Green Bay for whatever it is, 10, 15 years. But yeah, I think we come out and win this one. Why not?
Yeah, I think the Packers came down to Chicago first game of the year, right? And there was a lot of hope leading into that game about the Bears' season, their team. And I think the Packers kind of took the Bears' soul for the first 4, 5, 6 games of the season. And this is an opportunity for the Bears to pay them back and take the Packers' soul here.
Yeah, I think they remember that.
It's and think about the team we saw in week 1 compared to the team that we've seen the last few weeks. It's just night and day. And I'm excited for what we're about to witness, because I think it's going to be it's
You're getting me fired up, bro.
Yeah.
So,
like that. So yeah, I'm jacked up. Give me the Bears by 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Wow.
Who's having a game? Who's having a game with the Bears? Who's they gonna have? Just
Justin. Jalen Johnson, Dragon Slayer, he's out. So the rookie cornerbacks are going to have a huge game. I think some of these Green Bay wide receivers are a little banged up, but they've got crazy depth and crazy youth. So whoever they throw out there is going to have speed and athleticism. But I think, we've got that as well. And we've got physicality. So they're going to bang them at the line of scrimmage and not let them get clean routes.
Is the stupidest man on earth playing this week? Jair Alexander? Doesn't understand the rules of the sport.
I think his 1 game suspension is over. So yeah, I think he's back.
Darn. Well, that may be good for us. Who knows? Maybe he'll try and throw another coin toss. Go Bears. Next game here is Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders are favored -3 here. Obviously, a lot of news this week last week with Sean Payton benching Russell Wilson. I think we had touched on that maybe last week a little bit, and that's continued to be covered this week as well. I didn't think I could feel bad for Russell Wilson. He just sucks. But after this, it's kind of just like, oh, damn, he really just put you in the corner like a little kid, didn't he? Embarrassed him and just said, we don't care about your contract. Your ass is done. I like the Raiders here. I think Antonio Pierce has been a great story. I hope he gets that head coaching job. He seems like he's a great fit in terms of a coach for the Raiders. I think their, defense led by Crosby is pretty relentless. And I think you'll probably see that in the last week going against a division rival. This is another one. I don't think there's any playoff hopes for either of these teams.
They're both eliminated.
So yeah, I'm going to rate -3 at home.
Yeah, I'm taking. I have a deep hatred for Sean Payton, and I hope that the Raiders embarrass him. Honestly, he thinks he's like, I don't know,
more than a football coach.
Yeah,
he thinks he's almighty for sure. You guys brought up a point last week where you're like, he did an interview where he said that what was said between him and Wilson was personal. It's like coaches, like real coaches. I mean, Peyton's won a Super Bowl. He's a real coach, but people that you respect, like if you want to say something to a player, you do it in the locker room when there aren't cameras on you, not on the sideline in front of the entire world. So if it's personal, maybe think about changing that tactic up for next year.
Yeah, for that reason, Raiders.
I feel like Sean Payton, coaches maybe could have done that back in the day, or maybe a different quarterback, but like I don't think you can do that to Wilson. Like, I just feel like he's going to talk about like what happened. Cause I think Sean Payton maybe thought that he was like not going to say much about the contract and like all that. I don't know.
I don't think it was so much that it happened on the sideline. It was the fact that it was followed up by the benching and the contract story and all that stuff. Otherwise, it probably would have been forgotten about. It would have been in the news for a couple weeks, and it would have been forgotten about. But all that other stuff following it up is what the problem was, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just a messy situation. After I was pretty high on Denver, that comeback story, then winning 5 or 6 or whatever it was. I was like, man, they're looking pretty good. Now it's just like they're eliminated. There's just so much crap going on. The Raiders are playing well. They beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago, or whenever that was. Last week, I think. Raiders.
They beat a very shitty Chargers team last week, and it wasn't a good win. 16-9.
Well, they beat the Chiefs, so they're capable.
With Russell Wilson, they beat the Chiefs, yes.
I'm talking about Raiders, baby.
Jarrett Stidham's only started one game. It was last week against Chargers.
And I'm talking about the Raiders, dog. They beat the Chiefs.
Gotcha.
I'm on the Raiders as well.
Sorry.
Let's go.
Oh, what next here? We are looking at Philly at New York Giants. Philly's favored -5. They kind of have shot themselves in the foot in the last few weeks of this season. I think they had a pretty good chance of looking up the NFC number 1 seed at one point, but have let some games slip away. And now I think that they're at risk of losing control of the NFC East. So I do think that they finished the season strong here. It's an experienced yet young team that's been in the playoffs before. I think I really understand the importance, not only for like playoff seeding, but just the importance of getting the team on the right track heading into the playoffs. You're playing an inferior team and the Giants. I'm sure that the Giants are going to come out and play tough. I just think that Philly, with some of the kind of holes in their defense that we've seen this year, is a much superior team to the Giants. So I'm going to take -5 here to get things right at the end of the year, heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, I've been going last, so I don't want to go last anymore. So then somebody else is going to have to pick the fourth pick that makes them all synonymous. So I too will be on the Phillies to follow Luke and put that last person right where they need to be to make all four of us the same picks. But
who cares? Who cares?
Hurts signed a big contract, got himself paid, and this is why you pay the man, is to win on the road against the New York Giants. So you got to get it done here, and I think they know that, and I think they will by a lot.
I think the Giants cover the spread here. It's in the Meadowlands. The Eagles are floundering. Floundering, is that the right word?
I think that's the type of fish.
Their defense.
Flounder? Do flounders flounder?
No, I don't know.
Could be both. Go ahead.
They're magic carping.
Good.
Flash.
Tyrod Taylor,
Tyrod
Taylor throws a beautiful deep ball, and I think he's gonna get a few on the Eagles.
Talk about a guy who's just been screwed over his entire career.
Terrible though, that guy.
They're gonna find a way to keep this Giants team in the game until the end and keep it close. So, give me the Giants. Give me the G-men.
Eagles are. I think they're in danger of getting the 5th seed.
They're already out of the NFC East lead.
Yeah,
the Cowboys currently have that.
I think there's a potential here that they start sitting guys if the Cowboys are up on the Commanders.
They pretty much have the 5th seed locked up, so they will most likely be playing
But I think they can get
the division winner of the NFC South.
Can they still be a 2nd seed, though?
If Dallas loses, yes.
So I think they'll be watching that game, and if Dallas is up big, maybe they start sitting some people, is what I'm saying. So not for that reason, but I think that I can't have the Giants – or I can't have the Eagles cover anything more than 3. So, Giants.
So you're taking the Giants?
Yeah.
Jesse and Tom on the Giants. Got it. Okay. Next game here is Seattle, Arizona. Seattle still has a chance to get in. I don't think it's win and get in for them. I think there's a few things that need to play. I think Green Bay and Minnesota results will have an effect on Seattle's playoff chances.
Packers lost, I think.
When I wrote down the spreads prior to us recording, Seattle was favored -3. They're now favored -2.5. So this is trending towards even money, telling us that Vegas thinks that this game could be pretty close. And I had picked Arizona at +3. So I like to see them kind of shifting that line a little bit. I think Arizona with Kyler Murray at quarterback is a dangerous team. I think that Seattle is not a great team. They're good. They've got some serious weapons. They've got a young defense. But I think Kyler Murray is very dynamic, and that he gives the Cardinals a chance to keep this game close and maybe even to win the game and really ruin the rest of the year for the Seahawks. So I'm going to take them plus here, even though the line's at +2.5. Now we're gonna pick it at +3 since that's right. I wrote it down earlier.
Okay.
I saw it at +3 when I just looked on DraftKings, because you haven't been saying the line when you announced the game. Not that it's bothering me or anything, but
I gotta keep you guys on edge here.
Just a point.
You don't know what the hell is gonna happen.
I like the Cardinals here as well. Last week there was another battle of the birds, but they were in Philadelphia, and they somehow came out of Philly with that win. This is an inferior team, I think, in the Seattle Seahawks, and it's also in Arizona. So, give me the Cards. Give me Kyler. I want to see his little legs move fast.
I was watching that game, and I was like, dude, he's a little toddler.
We were watching that game, and I was like, look at his legs. Watch that.
Yeah. Okay. Morgo, who do you got? I'll go last.
Pull up his highlight film from high school at some point, because it is hilarious. If you think he runs funny now, look at him.
I'm gonna take Seahawks.
There you go.
What?
There you go.
Yeah, mixing it up. Arizona getting +3 at home. That's just disrespectful, and I think Seahawks are going to come in and just disrespect all over them.
Yeah, I feel like I said, some of these games this week just make sense because people are getting sat, and this one could go either way. I think Cardinals played well against a shitty Philadelphia team right now. They're not playing well. They look good, and I'm not going to go off of that. And I'm going to go with Seattle because I don't want that to – they played so bad this whole year. A couple good games here and there. I just don't think it's this week. So, Seahawks.
I did not know where I was going for a second.
I like that take, Tom. That was good.
Thanks.
The next game is Rams at 49ers. Both teams sitting starters in this game.
I'm excited. Sam Arnold versus Carson Wentz, dude. I mean, put me on.
So I love that Tom just went straight to that because that's all I'm basing this off of. I think Darnold's been, we've seen just lots of quarterbacks come in with Shanahan, have decent success. Darnold's already had a chance to play a little bit in this offense this year. So I'm going to take the Niners -4 here with the Rams sitting all of their big names.
I'm going the Rams. I'm going 49ers as well. I just don't think the Rams can do it without, Kyron. Is it Kyron, right? What's the running back?
Karen.
Yeah, whatever. The running back, Matt Stafford. I think Puka's playing, but I don't like it. So 49ers.
It stinks to Tom. Morgo, do you remember that game where Sam Darnold played a little bit?
What game?
Where Sam Darnold played a little bit.
Last time I saw him play was for the Jets.
I see what you're doing. My bad. I was legitimately trying to think of what game it was for a second. It was the game you got screwed. Your playoff chances for fantasy were destroyed. That was one of the craziest. We didn't really talk about that too much. That was one of the craziest things I've seen. He needed 4 points from Purdy in that game, and he just
1 point
throwing interceptions. He couldn't stop doing it.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt on the one drive that it was he needs one more pass to win, to get Wargo into the playoffs.
And then Sam Darnold threw it.
Did you watch that game, Morgan?
I was watching that game. Yeah.
I couldn't bear it. I wouldn't have been able to bear it.
Yeah, it was like a facing the hands game, just it was a miserable time.
Jesse saw me when I was at his house, and I was up by 10 going into the fourth quarter with you. You had Aaron Jones, and I had both my guys questionable return.
Jones.
And I put my phone and watched down on the floor because I couldn't handle it. But yeah,
I think this is just a stinky game. I'll take the Rams. Why not? That sounds like fun.
Just because it's fun.
All right, I'm gonna take the Niners then. If you two are taking the Rams, I'm
picking 49ers.
Oh, all right. I'll take the Rams then.
Let's go.
Let's go, Carson.
Mike,
This is Carson's audition for starting role next year. So
in Chicago.
yeah, I mean, both these quarterbacks are going to be trying to play their best, obviously. But
Right, that's what you do in the NFL when you take the
you
field.
shut your darn mouth, buddy. Okay, back on the slopes.
I've been meaning to fight with you. I don't think this is where I'm going to start, but
Are you mad because I beat you up?
Dallas at Washington.
Dallas sucks on the
We've
road.
already
Give me
touched on
Washington.
What's the spread now? Last time I saw
I didn't-
13.
I'm taking Dallas here, -13. I think that this team seems a little different to me in terms of like Dallas teams versus Dallas teams in years past. I can't really put my finger on it.
how
I
funny
just
would
feel
it
a
be
little
to
bit different.
Commanders
And I
just
think that
dominate them?
for the same
Lamb
reason
is
that I was
a
talking
top-notch
with
talent. I
Philly.
do agree with that.
With Philly going into the final game of the year, trying to get things right. I think Dallas is kind of that same mode. Obviously, they're both competing for a higher playoff seed. So I'm going to take Dallas -13, kind of prove a point here if I think of the season.
Mm-hmm. Or
I feel like Dallas has done me right most of the year when I pick them. So I feel good about it. Is the weather supposed to be like it was today in Baltimore?
No,
It's supposed to be nice tomorrow.
could be windy. I gotta look it up. I didn't do my any weather takes this week.
Yeah, I'm taking Dallas. I don't care.
Ooh, I need to look at the weather in Green Bay tomorrow, dude. I gotta look at some stuff. No, it'll be fine.
The weather's not really supposed to be a factor. It's just supposed to be a little cold.
Yeah, Midwest getting pummeled by Winter Storm Finn. So that's Monday.
Winter storm now.
They name winter storms.
Oh
Right.
yeah, they name. That's how they get it out. That's how the only people that they understand what the heck's going on. If you name a storm, if you name a winter
Finn.
storm, a heat wave, whatever it is, they'll name it.
It's not Walter Jr. It's Finn.
Finn, and the funny one is the one that it's hitting the Northeast right now. That affected the Baltimore game. It is Ember. I think it's Winter Storm Ember, which it's a winter storm. That doesn't make much sense.
Counterintuitive. Yeah.
That's what we call an oxymoron.
So, Who are you on, Tom?
I
Like
don't
Dallas or
know.
Washington?
I was just gonna say. I was looking up something here. What was I thinking?
You got thoughts? I know
probably-
you didn't want to go last.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Morgan.
Oh yeah, I'll take Dallas. Big
So
spread.
So everybody's on Dallas except for Jesse right now.
Yep.
So I think if Cowboys win, they get the second 2 seed, which makes a home field advantage, a
More
big
memorable.
factor there. But if they lose and Eagles win, then they have to play on the road more. So this is a big game for them. But the big spread like that, I picked Commanders earlier when I was thinking about it.
I could see Commanders winning this game. That'd be sweet.
No, but with Ron Rivera at the helm, dude, his last
Commanders something to keep in mind. Commanders currently have the number 2 pick in the draft. By winning this game, and say New England loses, New England could move up to the 2 spot. If Arizona loses, they could move up to the 2 spot. So
I will say this: there's no way the Commanders are
Good
going
thought.
to win the game, but they're not going to lose by 14.
That's where you're wrong.
I mean, you say that this team is second in the draft right now. They suck,
They're not. thinking
and
about that.
Dallas has been very good.
I understand.
I had the Commanders earlier when I was thinking about it. I think I gotta go Cowboys. They're gonna come out and want that home field advantage, and I'm switching Cowboys.
Nice.
Fading yourself. Love it. That's what I need to do.
We end the regular season with Buffalo in Miami. Buffalo is favored -2.5. going into this one. Obviously, I think division title is on the line here. It's been a wild ride for Buffalo.
They could get eliminated.
I think that this team has been it's almost kind of like the Bears, except they've just kind of been in it the whole time. You know, the Bears have been like on the ass end, and it's like, oh, we got a 1% chance of making the playoffs. Bills have been like in the mix, but it's kind of like, are they good or what? Like, and I think that this is a team that can really like impose their will when they want to. And it's like, you got this dude at quarterback that's like, he's a tank. And I think that maybe with the opportunity to clinch the division and do that against the Dolphins on the final game of the year, I think they maybe take the training wheels off of Josh Allen, so to speak. Not that he's at that point in his career. I just mean that it's going to be like, Josh, you might run the ball 10 times in this game, and be ready to just kind of take over. And I think that I'll take them -2.5.
You know what's funny? This is like, if the Bills win, I don't know, are they a 2 seed? Right? In the AFC East? But if they lose, they're eliminated possibly. Like,
I think the
they have
scenario where they get eliminated is a pretty long shot, Tom.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they're 10-6. They're sitting in the 6th spot right now.
I wonder what the scenarios are if they lose. It's just crazy. Like, they still could get eliminated, but still could get a 2 seed. I feel like that's like, that just kind of says how crazy their season has been, like, just like up and down, you know. But I'm going Bills. If it was at Bills, it'd be no-brainer here, but it's at Miami, so I kind of thought about it. But
Luke, I'm going to disagree with your take a little bit about taking the training wheels off Josh Allen, because that is when they got themselves in trouble at the beginning of this season.
That was my first thought.
They were counting on him too much to do too much. They need to lean on the run game. They brought Leonard Fournette in for a reason.
That's all I mean. That's all I mean is if you lean on, and I think letting him put the ball in the air is frightening. But I think a lot of times they say, let's not run him X amount of times in the game. You don't want to miss anything. I think right now he becomes a major part of that run game. And I like what you're saying about running the ball. Games could come on. I just think they utilize Allen maybe in the red zone a little bit more with those QB powers and stuff like that. So that's all I meant by that.
Basically, they're saying,
I'm not saying them throw the ball 45 times. That's scary. Yes, that could be terrifying.
Okay. Yeah.
Let them go because it's playoff time, baby.
Wargo, do you want to make your pick for me?
Gosh, yeah, I was on Miami this whole time, but when it comes, I was only on Miami because I couldn't see Buffalo scoring. And now that Luke's made his case for, like, I feel like he's like a red zone threat, right? He's an unaccounted for runner a lot of times. And I feel like the Bills have struggled to score touchdowns this year. It seems like I just feel that way. I don't know what the numbers say. But that's got me thinking. Now I can kind of see just like Josh Allen, naked bootleg, just running it in like Fields was last week. But unlike Tom, I'm going to stick with my gut. Go with Miami.
Come at me, bro.
I cut you off, Jesse. You were saying you like Miami?
I would if they were healthy, but they've been decimated by injury at this point. They lost Bradley Chubb last week to an ACL.
Yeah.
And they lost Jalen Phillips earlier in the year. I just think with all they're missing on the defensive side of the ball, they're not going to be able to put up enough resistance against this Bills offense. So I also think, there's some like, are the Dolphins fraud conversation going around right now. Yeah. And I think if they're healthy, it's a different conversation, and that doesn't even come up. But unfortunately, they're going to make the playoffs, but they may lose in the first round. And I think the Bills probably are going to win this game this weekend. So I'm going to take them on the spread in Miami. and they're playing for a lot. They want a better chance of more home playoff games. So that's really what is on the line here.
Is Miami in, regardless of whether or not they even if they don't win,
They've already got 11
still
wins.
in.
Yeah.
Okay. So they'll be like a 6 seed.
They'll basically flip flop. Yeah. So they'll go to the 6 seed if they lose, and the Bills will go up to the 2 seed.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Good point, Tom.
I'm gonna flip my pick. I just am soft, and
wow.
Give me the Bills.
Wow.
All right. So.
All right, and that's slate for this week.
I'm excited this week. A lot of good football to be played. Do we start playoffs next week then? Does it start that soon? We're already at that time.
Yep. Wild card weekends.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready. I love this time of year, football.
You know what? Maybe good for us to throw out our picks for the college football national championship as well.
Sure. Michigan.
We got the line on that.
I believe it's 4.5. Double check that.
Yeah, 4.5. Michigan -4.5.
I feel like Michigan's the easy pick.
Man,
this isn't for anything. I'm gonna pick Washington. Penix is hot right now. So hot.
Yeah, I'll go with that as well. I'll go with Washington. I think they've been disrespected all year, going into these big games where the talking heads like to pick their opponents. You saw it against Oregon twice. You saw it against Oregon State. You saw it against Texas. Now you're seeing it against Michigan. So a lot of conversation around unleashing Michael Penix, kind of like we were just talking about with Josh Allen, and letting him use his legs more. There's no tomorrow, so don't hold anything back now.
Are the Bears going to draft him?
Okay, well, let's not get into that.
I heard something about that.
I don't think so.
Right.
But, I like Washington on that spread.
I think I'm going to take Washington too. I think that this game is going to be like a very drastic difference compared to what Michigan had seen last week in Alabama and Jalen Milroe. Like, that was a guy that really, they're not too worried about him throwing the ball around. Penix is kind of like the equivalent of Tua in the NFL. Like, you better get to him quick, because this dude gets the ball out really fast, and the guys that he's throwing to are good. They've got 3 wide receivers that can go in the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft. Adunde is awesome. Probably behind Marvin Harrison Jr. He's the next guy at wide receiver, maybe Neighbors, or Keon Coleman from Florida State. But they've got Jalen McMillan and Jalen Polk as well. Those guys are sick. So I'd like to see Washington win this game. Honestly, I don't really give a crap. I don't have any stake in it. I mean, I will have stake in it at that point. Don't get me wrong. I will be gambling on the game. But I do think I will end up taking Washington. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Harbaugh's been through the ringer this year. Obviously, I have a soft spot for him. So if he wins, I'm not going to be upset about that either. I think he's going to have his brother on the sideline, which is cool. And that's pretty awesome. More Harbaughs you can get on the sideline, the better.
Yeah, I saw him tonight, and I was like, "You look just like Jim, dude. They look identical. If you put glasses on him tonight, it was like, who's coaching this team?
Maybe they'll even get Justin Harbaugh on the sideline.
He's got long hair.
And
acne.
He's out.
But yeah, those are the picks for this week. Make sure you tune in early next week. We'll have some Bears post-game talk. And and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Do it, Tom.